Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Hey man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to your 28th time La Liga champions. Your 2025 La Liga champions. Now, I didn't know whether I was going to make a video today because I was so conflicted. I felt as though everybody knows Barcelona's winning the La Liga title. It's pretty much done. When the full-time whistle was blown at the Montjuic and Barcelona came out 4-3 victors, I think everybody knew it's all said and done. Atletico Madrid fell out probably in February. And I think as the months came closer and as the weeks drew near, everybody knew the La Liga title was coming back to Barcelona. And so it did. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys thought about the La Liga season as a whole. Get involved. And if you're new to the channel, as I said, subscribe so you never ever miss out on a video. But guys, I've got my joy back. Look, I know we won the league 2 years ago, but this feels different. And I'll get into why I think that is. I won't talk too much about the game today. I think the game today, it really felt like, when you go out with your friends and you're excited for the day, and it kind of feels like everything in the day is building up to that moment. Whether that be the before party, going out to get ready for the day, it all feels premature. It doesn't really feel like it means anything. That's what today's game felt like. Barcelona come out 2-0 victors, in which Lamine Yamal, we'll talk about him in more depth later in the video, put us 1-0 up with one of the best goals he scored this season. They say he doesn't score goals. They keep talking about 8 goals in La Liga, 8 goals in La Liga. But guys, who is he scoring these goals against? 2 against Real Madrid, against Atletico Madrid. La Liga clinching goal against Espanyol. Who is he scoring these goals against? He's scoring these goals in the biggest games in the season. The best player in the world. But we'll get onto him in a moment. Fermin Lopez gets his so much deserved goal. So well-deserved goal throughout the season, throughout the last few weeks. Robbed against Real Madrid of his goal, but he got that game-clinching, league title-clinching goal. And of course, you saw the saltiness from Espanyol. And to be honest, I'm not even mad at it. 2 years ago, I was mad at it because I kind of felt as though, I'm not expecting you to celebrate with us, but why are you storming the pitch? 2 years later, I kind of get it, If my rival team, if Real Madrid came to the Camp Nou and won the league 2 times in 3 years, I don't know what I would do. My TV, broken. Phone, broken. Everything is breaking. Everything's going out the window. I don't know how I can't contain myself. If I'm in the stadium, I'm storming the field. So I kind of resonate with the Espanyol fans. Keep being the thugs that you guys are. It keeps the derby exciting because it's very clear they're not good enough technically to compete with us. So let's make it a scrap. I'm happy with that. But as I said, today is not about those games. It's not about the Espanyol game. Today is about the 35 games before it. Today is about Atletico Madrid away, Rayo Vallecano away, Real Madrid at home, Athletic Bilbao at home, Getafe away, Getafe at home, Espanyol at home, etc., etc., etc. And to be very honest, the main talking points I wanted to cover in this game is a huge congratulations to all of the players in this squad. Maybe not all, but majority of the players. From Iñaki Peña, a goalkeeper who started off the season probably expecting barely to play. Ter Stegen gets injured and he steps up until Szczesny comes in and takes his place. Ter Stegen, this guy did not really do much this season, played the first few games. Our supposed captain, hey man, we'll talk about Ter Stegen in another video. Szczesny, Tech, comes in and does his job, went undefeated for almost 4 months. My goalkeeper. The back line, Balde, Koundé, Kubarthi, Inigo Martinez, soldiers in every single position. Koundé especially. How many games in a row did this man play for club and country? The backups, Araujo. They call him a bozo, but he did his job when he was called upon. He did his job when he was called upon. Andreas Christensen. We're just seeing Andreas Christensen back. I didn't know where this guy went to. I thought maybe they were hiding him somewhere, so they could register Olmo. But now the man is back in full fitness and he's playing well and he's performing for Barcelona. And it's good to see him, man. Of course, you move farther up the field. The Dawn, Pedri Gonzalez, my midfielder, one of the best players in La Liga. And if I had to nominate a person, probably the best player in La Liga this season, player of the season, in my opinion. Next to him, Frankie de Jong, the man on my shirt back there. Never gave up on you, Frankie. My captain in heart. Ter Stegen, put in the bag. Araujo, put in the bag. Frankie de Jong, that's my club captain. El Capitan. And of course, Gavi, Bernal, who got injured at the start of the season. Hey, man, your sacrifice will be remembered. It will be remembered. We talked about in the last video, who did Hansi Flick sacrifice? For all of this, I think it was Marc Bernal he sacrificed to do all this. Of course, Casado got injured towards the end, started the season like a house on fire. Gavi continues being himself after a very bad injury he suffered last season. But guys, look, you move up farther up the field. Dani Olmo had a lot of registration problems, but in the end, he got there. And we saw his quality throughout the season in bits and pieces. Ansu Fati barely played. Pau Vitor barely played. Paulo Torre barely played. But when they were called upon, they did their job. Rafinha did his job throughout the season. Goal after goal, assist after assist, performance after performance. We've been shouting Ballon d'Oro for Rafinha, but it seems like it's probably going to go to Lamine Yamal. And Robert Lewandowski, 25 goals, probably going to be pipped to it by Mbappe for the Pichichi. But in the end, I think Lewandowski had a fantastic season for the player of his age. Ferran Torres as well, the Shark, got his appendicitis, got his appendix removed recently, so he's out for the season. But I'll never forget what you did for us this year, Ferran. I apologize for all I said. 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, I apologize. I wasn't familiar. And last but not least, Lamine Yamal. Guys, you see, what Lamine Yamal does, for me, our best two players in this team, Lamine Yamal, Pedro Gonzalez. We're on a full name basis, me and him. We go back since day, So, Ala Nino, me and him, since we were kids. Lamine Yamal has restored the feeling in this club. Lamine Yamal has not only brought back the fear factor, he's not only brought back the quality, but he's brought back the feeling of what it means to be Barcelona. What do I mean by that? Lamine Yamal, we've watched him play for how many months now? We've watched him develop now it's been almost a year, maybe even 2 years now. And though I'm amazed by his performances, I'm amazed by the way he conducts himself, I'm amazed by the way he seems to improve game in, game out. The thing that impresses me the most about Lamine Yamal is not his performances on the field. It's the way it seems as though he carries his teammates along with him when he plays. Whenever we're in a moment of fear, in a moment of chaos, in a moment of doubt as a team, in previous years where nobody really is going to stand up and take the game by the scruff of the neck and change the narrative, Lamine Yamal has taken it upon himself game in, game out to be that needle mover, to be that game changer that you can look to when the tactics aren't working. The way you've been playing is not having any effect. Those patterns of play are not coming to effect. Lamine Yamal just comes and he changes the game in an instant. And for me, he's really rekindled that joy of Barcelona that, I'll be very honest with you guys, I lost for a few years. It may seem as though I'm exaggerating or I'm speaking too fondly of the kid. He's only done it for a year, he's done it for a year and a half, but the way he speaks in press conferences, the way he conducts himself, the way he carries himself, the confidence in which he plays the sport. His press conference after today's game, he talks about, I hope Barcelona fans don't get used to this feeling. I hope Barcelona fans get used to this victory because I'm never going to get tired of this and this is just the beginning. When's the last time Barcelona felt like that? And that's why I say this league title is different to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it felt as though we pipped Real Madrid to it. It felt as though it was a shock. it felt as though everything had to go in line for us. And even as you won the league, there were still a lot of question marks around Xavi Hernandez. There were still a lot of question marks, particularly with the Europa League and Champions League exits. There were still a lot of question marks. But I think this year, there's not many questions you can pose to this team that they can't answer. There's not many questions. And Lamine Yamal is the epitome. He's the epitome of what this team represents right now. Fearless, courageous, brave, talented, confident, and most importantly of all, incisive, clinical in the biggest of moments. And Lamine Yamal has been just that throughout the season. You need an assist against Atletico, he's giving it to you. You need a game-winning goal against Atletico, he's there. You need a man-of-the-match performance against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League quarterfinal, he's there. You need a virtuoso performance in the semi-final against Inter Milan to drag us down from 2-0, he's there. You need game after game after game after game against Real Madrid, he's there. And he's doing it all while entertaining the masses. He's doing it all while letting everybody know that Barcelona is back. That Barcelona is here to stay. That this isn't just a one-off La Liga title. This isn't just a one-off Champions League semi-final run. This is the standard. And that's why I love this kid so much. Because he's brought back the standard. He's brought back the standard. And it's crazy to think that just one footballer can do this. But this is why we love football. Because footballers, they make you feel as though you can change the whole dynamic of an institution, of a country, of a nation, of a club. And Lamine Yamal is one of those generational talents that has seemed to do that for us this year. And knock on wood, man, he'll continue to do it for many, many, many years to come. But the last point I wanted to make, and the last man I wanted to give a salute to, is Don Hansi Dieter Flick. Don't let anybody gaslight you. Don't let anybody fool you into thinking otherwise. Real Madrid were the favorites for La Liga this year. Real Madrid were the favorites for the Champions League. Real Madrid were arguably even favorites to win the treble this year. Their first ever treble in their absolute history. And guys, Hansi Flick has not only won the league, not only won the Copa del Rey, won the Super Cup, reached a semi-final for the first time in 6 years. He has done it while absolutely dismantling Real Madrid in every single meeting. Don't get it twisted. This is a squad of players that before the season started, many people touted we might not even finish ahead of Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid signed Sorloth and they signed Alvarez and they signed Conor Gallagher. So some people were even saying we might not even finish top 2. That might take Hansi Flick a bit of time to instill his discipline, instill his tactics, that it's going to be a long process for Barcelona. He's completely and utterly shut up all of those critics this season. Every moment in which I've doubted Hansi Flick, he has proved me wrong time and time and time again. The introduction of Eric Garcia in moments where I kind of questioned it. The continued reliance on Ferran Torres, even though I felt as though this man is not the person we need to use going forward. And as well as the integration of Marc Casado at the start of the season when we had no midfielders to play alongside Pedri. Every decision this man has made has bore fruit. It's bore fruit this year. And I hope next season, please, Joan Laporta and Deco, support this man. Give him the resources he needs so that we can do it all over again next year. Barcelona are champions again for the 28th time in their history, and it tastes so sweet. It tastes so sweet. I've got the biggest smile on my face. I see the videos of the players celebrating in the dressing room. Joan Laporta is in there. All the champagne is pouring. Everybody's going crazy. And it makes me feel happy to be a cooler once again. I haven't felt like this in a long time, man. And I'm glad that you guys are here to share it with me. As I said at the start of the video, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you a Barcelona fan? Are you basking in the glory of another La Liga title? A very seminal La Liga title in our history, in my opinion. Or are you a Real Madrid fan, hate watching, rubbing your hands for next season? I'm sure Real Madrid will be back next year, so we need to be at an even higher level. We need to be one step ahead to counter whatever it is that they're going to come up with. And the rest of Europe, we will be there. But as I said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you never ever miss out on a video. And Barcelona are champions of La Liga. Adios.